Alright folks, welcome back, Pushing the Potters. It's episode 31, we're over 30 episodes deep, and here we go again. Football Manager continues. Our Stoke City career doesn't stop after that Champions League. Spoilers, Champions League final defeat to Liverpool. No, we rage on, we move on, and we've got some summer deals to talk about. Not too many outs, only a couple, but a few good ins, I think you'll agree. So let's bring those up right now. So new arrivals then, the major deals of the summer. Obviously there are academy products that have left, retirees that have left, but these are the big deals. Into the club we have, and this is one that you won't have heard of because he's a regen, so no one can heard of him. Edgardo Rondanina, £4.3 million. He's joined from Boca. I'll show you the players in just a moment, but I think he's going to be quite something. We've bought in Nadim Amiri from Schalke, £22.5 million. So he's our biggest signing in terms of finance. He's a good player. He's going to fit in well with that attacking three, play anywhere across the central or right or left attacking midfield areas. We've also bought in Pione Sisto, £7.5 million all told from Tottenham Hotspur. That's a good deal for us. Again, value in the marketplace. Danilo from Manchester City for £7.75 million. A bargain at right back, gives us extra depth. We've obviously still got Trippier, but Danilo gives us an extra option there, and that's what we like. And then Jorrit Hendricks for £12.75 million from Paris Saint-Germain. He hardly get any game there. A lot of you will know him. Got a cool name. But obviously plays in central midfield, so he'll be useful to us there. And what does that mean? Why have we bought in a central midfielder when we had quite a few there? We had Asasibar, we had Ayer, we had Allen, and we had Imbula. So we had four. Why did we need to replace him? Well, the major reason as to why is the out of Christopher Ayer to Monaco for £32 million. So that was money that we bought in and obviously reinvested into the majority of the squad. You can see there's not a huge amount of outlay, significant outlay, but not a huge amount. And only one other departure. Kyle Walker-Peters left for Leicester, £10 million. I think that was a good deal. And yeah, just trims the squad down. I definitely think Danilo is a better option than Walker-Peters, although Walker-Peters is quite versatile. So that wraps up the summer spending. So that's the squad. Now, Edgardo Rondanina, he's quite a talented boy, 21-year-old Argentinian. As I say, bought in from Boca. He looks bloody good, doesn't he? Excuse my language. He looks really quite something. Yeah, I'm quite excited about him. So he's one of the first major regen acquisitions that we've made. We did give Verlinden a new contract. I think he's earned it, even though he's not spectacular. I think he's definitely earned it. He only wanted £16,500 a week, so more than happy to give him that kind of money, and his value there's just ever increasing. Hopefully he'll continue to push on. We've also, as I say, bought in Pione Sisto, value in the marketplace. You can see all the players that we've signed are worth far more than what we've actually paid for them. And that's sort of been the theme of what we've been able to do. In this safe, we've been able to bring players in and move them on for bigger money than we've paid for them. There's a bit of a protracted move for Malik. He's had constant bids. You can see there Real Madrid are interested. We've also had constant bids for Telles from Real Madrid. Paris Saint-Germain now interested in Gibbs. We'd happily move him on Watford. That seems to be a move he turned down just yesterday in real life. Decided not to bring you the Shield game. Obviously, we had a Shield game last year and we lost. Obviously, this time I didn't click record, so we won. So we did pick up a Shield, a 2-0 win over Arsenal, which is always good to see, and we kick off the season today at home to Manchester City. But what I wanted to do though was just show you some of the new signings, some of the big signings, if you like. You can see there Carlos Soler is the big money move. He's moved from Tottenham out to Paris. He moved for £74 million. One good season is all it took to persuade Paris to open the checkbook. After that, it's Mario Riccardi leaving Tottenham and going to Paris. Excuse me, that's Chris Soler. Mario Riccardi has left Paris Saint-Germain and joined Man City. Jonas Weiss has joined Arsenal. He's a regen and quite a good one at that. 20-year-old Austrian striker. Just a 1 goal in 14 appearances. But look at those stats. That's definitely going to increase. And Ben Chilwell, of all people, moving from Leicester to Man City. £38.5 million he's spent. Very nice. So who are the big spenders? Manchester United are not big spenders. They haven't spent a penny. All they've really done is sold Fosu Mensah. And who is the big spender? Man City, you might predictably say, the big spenders. Their biggest sale, Josh Tymon. Now, of course, a Stoke City left back. So hopefully we've got that to look forward to if he's that good. And yeah, you can see there some of the bigger deals. Obviously, our biggest purchase is Nadim Amiri. You can see there the big signings. I've put them into the order, so we're fifth in that table. Timothy Fosu-Mensah moving for £24 million. Is he a defender? Is he a midfielder? Nobody knows, but he's going to play at West Ham, and he's going to probably do pretty well. Nothing really stand out. I'd have thought a lot of these are going to start to be regens, so we'll be keeping an eye. Alfie Jones is not a regen. Great name though, Alfie Jones. Moving for quite big money to Newcastle, £6.75 million. Biggest sales leaving England. Carlos Soler, of course, we covered. Ben Chilwell, Christopher Ayres, our biggest sale. Josh Charman, Fosu-Mensah. Oh, Jeffrey in Adelaide. I hear a lot about this fella. He's moved out to Marseille, so that's good news for him. Anyway, we're beating around the bush. There's nothing really eye-watering there. You can see the net transfer summer spend 310, total transfer spending 533. The foreign import 45%. I don't generally look at this screen very often, but it is actually quite interesting. We've still got 2 weeks of the window to go, so you expect this to actually go up. The average transfer value just 7 million. Probably being brought down by Man United. You'd expect them to spend big, but maybe they don't need to. Being the squad they have. So we are the first Premier League game to kick off. Today we are the lunchtime kick-off, home to Manchester City. We've brought in a couple of Man City old boys in Danilo, so he's going to get the start today. Big John, Rondonina and Lamar, all off playing Olympic football. Who says we don't give that a chance? I think what we'll do, though, is I want to try and get Hendricks involved. No, actually, we'll leave him out today. Shall we? I'm the master of the last-minute change. I think, yeah, we'll leave him out today. This is the team we're going to go with then. In the absence of those quite three big names, Shawcross gets a start ahead of the backup centre-half, which is Borthwick Jackson. Maybe we need to invest a little bit in there. That's another in for Hendricks. He can play. He's natural in across all three spectrums of defence to midfield, and that's quite nice. So it'll be Shawcross company and Little John in the centre. Danilo at right back, Tellers at left back, with Butland at goalkeeping port of call. Then we have Mbula and Asasibar in the middle, with Berardi right side, Sigurdsson in the middle, Vlasic left side, and Milik up front. Quite nervous today. It's Manchester City. It's a big team to face on opening day. It's not a... I quite happily face one of the new boys, but no, it's Manchester City. I suppose it gets it out of the way early. So here we go then. You can see the squad there that Manchester City have named. They've got big players like Manolas, Laporte. They bought Bazor this summer. Otherwise, it's Lacazette, Sterling, Bernardo Silva, Aguero. Still quite familiar from what they've had in recent years. Quite familiar and terrifying. The teams walk out then. The fence is still, it's really small. No wonder, we could expand the stadium. If you didn't see it on Twitter, do follow me, knock it wide. I put a little screenshot on. The board are planning on building a new stadium. No details have been announced as yet. Follow me on the Twitter, and you will find out as soon as I do, really. I expect it to be a few years away from any kind of major plans to be set in stone. But here we go. First game of the new season. Can we get off to a winning start, or at least a not losing start? Vlasic left side. He finds Tellez. Crosses. Asasibar launches one into orbit. There's no problem there for Joe Hart. It's a bit of a disappointment. Manchester City come down this left side with Sterling. Finds Bernardo in the middle. He finds a gap. There's a space on the right hand side for Lacazette, but there's well covered there, and maybe we can bring it away. Milik strolls into the Man City half. Got a lot to do. Sigurdsson finds Asasibar. He doesn't miss this time. He's found his range. He needed that first shot just to set his sights, and this time he puts the ball into the back of the net. No problem at all. Lovely bit of counter-attacking football. It looked like we were going to concede, but Asasibar continued his run over beyond Sigurdsson and was found well, and then just picked his spot and placed it beyond the onrushing Joe Hart. Here we go then. So it's 11-12 minutes played. Little John clears to Milik, brings it into the City half. You can see how Milik transitions the play so well. It'd be hard to find a replacement for him if we ever actually did have to sell him. Although, as I say, this Lacazette, he started the attack for us last time. He's not going to do that this time, as he assists Sterling to equalise within a few minutes of us going ahead. Quite honestly, that's pretty poor defending. You can see that's their first shot on goal. And like I said, just couldn't really get back with him. We were trying to cover it. Sterling just leathered it, really. Butland sort of saved it onto the post. Not much he could do about it. Came at him quickly. Excuse me, I've been blaming Joe Hart. It's Johnny Maruli in the Manchester City goal. Joe Hart is long gone, probably. It's Telles now, left side. Can we get back in front? It finds Vlasic, who finds the bottom corner. Rulli can't keep that out. And what a game we have here for the Sky cameras. It's 2-1, not even 20 minutes played. Stoke City well on top. Well, I'd like to think so. See, the Vlasic just checked his run. Took one touch to set. Oh, was it slightly deflected? It could have been, although that really was what saved it from going wide. So it was deflected into the net, I think. And as we wind down the half then, it's still 2-1. Not a lot, well, nothing has actually happened since those two. That's three. Oh, as I say that though, Sterling has a chance. He crosses over to Digne, who finds no one. Berardi, don't make a mess of that. That's not a bad release, you know. Milik keeps it in nicely. What can he do there? Looks for Vlasic on the left. A bit of a scuff shot. Lovely bit of interplay though. Little constantly looking to switch that flank and not bad at all. I think we've been well, not arguably, we've been comfortably the better side, but we need to make sure we stay focused. Man City have got the tools to hurt us. They've already proved they don't need many chances to score. You can see there we've had 12 shots, 8 on target to 1 shot in total from Manchester City, but it remains 2-1. Tottenham, Manchester City free kick. Headed from Lacazette there. He found some space, but he was well wide. He was only trying to head it back across, and Butland, no problem. Can we build from the back now? Berardi crosses across field to Vlasic, who gives it to Milik, who's the most advanced. Gives it to Sigurdsson, to Asasibar. He's got a run there. He doesn't find it, though, and that's pretty poor from Asasibar. He needs to work a little bit more on his decision-making. Well covered by Telles, though. I thought he was going to get done on the outside there. Finds Milik there again. Most advanced he is. Is he just going to shoot from range? He is, but it wasn't a bad one. And into the crowd behind the net it goes. Okay, Butland clears from a Telles pass back. It finds its way through to Berardi. A bit of a defensive error there, I think. Milik sort of got outnumbered, but finds Telles, who finds Asasibar, who's not had a bad game. Finds Telles. Telles got it to a narrow angle. Shot and missed. Probably would have been better off crossing that if he could have. Berardi. Oh, and it's found its way into the corner. It's a second goal for Vlasic, a headed goal from a Berardi cross. Lovely old job. That makes it 3-1. You can see there, Berardi sort of just dinks it up towards that near post area. Vlasic gets across his marker. Really can't keep that out. He probably should do better, but he doesn't. Berardi claims the assist, Vlasic the goal. And I think at this stage, 20 minutes to play. We'll probably swap it up now to the counter system just to try and see out the game. Bit of a knock, or rather not, bit of tiredness creeping into the squad. I think we'll make a couple of changes. We'll get Joe and Borthwick Jackson onto the pitch. We probably do need a left-back deputy, better equipped than the lad we've got. We're going to get off Sigurdsson and bring on Amiri for his home debut. And with just a few minutes to go, looks like we're going to celebrate with our opening to this Premier League season with a fine 3-1 win over what you consider to be one of the better sides in Manchester City. Here's Nikola Vlasic now. Everton, of course, I think they've got a real bargain there in real life, £10 million. Although I signed it for less than that. Here's Milik. Can he put the gloss on it? Oh, he won't far away. He's a good save from Rulli. Amiri picks it up. Finds Berardi. Lots of space. Milik. Oh, it's a goal anyway. We've really put the seal on it now. The Stoke fans will go home delirious. That's a fine goal from Stoke there. We threatened nicely. Amiri kept it alive. Fine Berardi. There's a bit of a deflection on that. I don't know if he was shooting or crossing, but found its way to Milik, who puts it into the bottom left-hand corner. And that will certainly be game if it wasn't already. Puts us nicely on top of the Premier League table. Manchester City will have to work better. In fairness, we had a worse second half than we did the first, but we've actually achieved a 2-0 win in that second half as opposed to a 2-1 win in the first. So very, very nice. And indeed, so that's a great way to start. You can see there we've a sea of green. And where shall we return? Obviously, we don't know who we've got in the Champions League group stages, so I think what I'll do is, depending on who we get there, we'll probably be coming back probably around this little clutch of games here in October. You can see there we've got Chelsea, Manchester United back-to-back in a bit of a sandwich with 2 Champions League ties, so it may well be that there's something quite interesting and exciting. Obviously, we're going to the Champions League group stage draw this time, as a seeded side being the champions of England. That's going to be important for us. We're going as top seed in England. Even our coefficient's actually pretty good at 105. Is that 105.606? So a better coefficient than teams like Leverkusen and Villarreal and Porto anyway. But we'll go through into that group stage as the champions, which means we won't face another champion. That's key. Hopefully they'll all get knocked out again. Anyway, thank you very much for watching today. Please do pop a like on there for me. It really does help out. And subscribe for far more. And I'll see you again very, very soon. Goodbye.